Reading nutrition labels. How to calculate the amount of sugar in the foods you eat. How much sugar? The American Heart Association's recommendations for the maximum amounts of added sugar you eat in a day are men, 9 teaspoons, women, 6 teaspoons, children, 6 teaspoons. Fact: a 12-ounce can of regular soda contains 8 teaspoons of added sugar and has 0 nutritional value. Added sugar versus natural sugars. Added sugars are in many processed foods, candies, baked goods, and soft drinks. Natural sugars are in foods like fruits and vegetables. Beware of sneaky names for sugar. Glucose, sucrose, dextrose, maltose, fructose, rice syrup, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup are just a few words you may see on the back of a label that represent sugar. 100% fruit juice, while a healthier choice than soda, is high in sugar. Adding water helps reduce the amount of sugar. Too much sugar in our diet can cause obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and dental decay. How much sugar is in the packaged food you buy? Look on the nutrition label for the amount of grams of sugar and the serving size. It'll take some math to figure it out, but we'll show you how to do it on the next slide. How many teaspoons? This orange soda has 44 grams of sugar. There are 4 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon. Here's the math. 44 grams divided by 4 equals 11 teaspoons of added sugar. Remember, the American Heart Association recommended daily maximum amount of added sugar for men is 9 teaspoons. Women and children, the daily maximum amount is 6 teaspoons. Order of ingredients. When reading the list of ingredients, pay attention to the order. The ingredients are listed from the most to the least. For example, organic whole grain wheat makes up most of this cereal, and organic dried cane syrup, another name for sugar, is the second most used ingredient. Making healthier choices. If sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients on the list, you should look for foods where there is little or none listed. If packaged foods contain more than one type of sugar, avoid it. Food packages can be disguised as healthy, yet be loaded with added sugar. In many cases, it would take eating an unrealistic amount of that product to benefit from any health claims on the package. The information in the following video may surprise you.
We're hitting the grocery store. Baskets in hand, eyes focused on popular food products.
Investigating whether companies are playing fast and loose when it comes to food labeling.
Start the day with Nutella.
Everything from breakfast to dinner.
Healthy request. Sounds good.
I'm sold.
We're finding a healthy diet of food claims.
100% natural. Garden vegetable.
Bread with veggies?
Seems that's the hype these days. But are company claims supported by the facts, or is it just food fiction?
How important are the labeling claims to your decision?
That's the first thing I look at.
I'm a dad, so I like to get, certain types of nutrition to my boys. They're still growing, so they need a lot of protein.
Quite a bit. I used to be not in the best of health, so it became a habit over time.
To find out about these healthy food claims, we check out and meet up with a guy who can help us read between the lines.
Hey, Yoni.
Hi, Erica.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Dr. Yoni Friedhoff runs a health and nutrition center in Ottawa. He's been called Canada's nutritional watchdog.
How would you describe some of the marketing tactics companies use to get people to buy their stuff?
Well, they'll use anything and everything that they can to try to convince consumers that what's in those packages is health food.
How successful do you think the marketing is?
I think it's extremely successful. Every aisle of the supermarket is preying on us. They're preying on our psychologies. They're preying on our beliefs. It's not fair.
Let's start with the first meal of the day, a popular breakfast item, Nutella. You know, the one that's spreading the message that breakfast loves Nutella.
Knives, spoons, fingers, and cheeks. Made with roasted hazelnuts. Breakfast loves Nutella.
Precious Chong's family loves it too. Her 9-year-old son Jack eats this sweet treat 3 times a week. He's nuts for Nutella.
Delicious.
She first ate the stuff as a child in Europe and says now it's a staple in her home.
When you're serving Nutella for Jack in the morning, how much do you give him?
Like between a teaspoon and a tablespoonful in his oatmeal.
Do you know anything about the ingredients of Nutella?
I know it's like hazelnuts and sugar.
Any idea how much sugar is in there?
I don't know.
The manufacturer says it can be part of a balanced breakfast. But is Nutella really a good way to start the day?
What do you think of this product?
Well, I think that it is spreadable candy.
Candy. Why?
Well, basically everything you spread on that piece of bread will be sugar.
So just how much sugar does Nutella pack?
It says each serving is 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to just get a tablespoon of this, and that has 11 grams of sugar. Okay, so here we go.
Nutella, really, it's a bit of whey powder, so we'll put some whey powder, and it's a bit of skim milk powder, so we'll put that too. Some cocoa powder, we've got cocoa powder, and now everybody knows there's hazelnuts in there, but I don't know if everybody knows that there's only 2.5 hazelnuts in that tablespoon. And then there is just shy, 1 gram shy, of 3 teaspoons of sugar.
That is a ton of sugar on my toast.
It is a lot of sugar on your toast. And, you know, a lot of people, they say, well, you know, we know it's not healthy, but I'm not sure people know just how much this actually is.
All that sugar in just 1 serving. And Friedhoff thinks people are eating more than that.
The label, it's swimming in Nutella. I wonder if 2 tablespoons would make it look more like that label.
And once you make it 2 tablespoons of Nutella, you're eating 5.5 teaspoons of sugar. And that's not all.
You've got another ingredient down there. What's that?
I do. This is chocolate icing.
You think there's a comparison?
Well, in fact, there is less sugar, tablespoon for tablespoon, in this chocolate icing than in that Nutella.
The company says it doesn't promote the nutritional value of Nutella. If you eat it with some whole grain toast, fruit, and milk, it can be part of a complete breakfast. But that's little consolation for our Toronto mom.
In a serving of Nutella, which is a tablespoon, there are 11 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Do you know how much that is?
No.
It's almost 3 teaspoons.
That's a lot of sugar. So basically I'm giving a chocolate bar to my son for breakfast.
The fact that Nutella markets itself as a breakfast food, sells itself that way, and knowing how much sugar is in it, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, it's a sham. It shouldn't be a breakfast food. It should be like a dessert.
The latest in a long list of unhappy Nutella fans. A couple of years ago, the manufacturer made national news in the U.S. when it was sued for false advertising.
I thought it was at least as nutritious as peanut butter, maybe a little bit more, and that was just the impression I got from the commercial.
The company had to pay its customers $3 million.
They may have tweaked their advertising to tone down the impression it's healthy, but this sugar cop says it's still leaving a false impression.
Why are companies allowed to market their products as though they're good for you?
Companies are allowed to say whatever they can get away with saying. Now, they're like teenagers. Their job is to push the envelope, to see what they can get away with to sell as much product as possible.
One of the slogans for this product is "Breakfast loves Nutella."
Well, kids may love Nutella, and maybe breakfast does too, but I'm not so sure that health does.
Let's put this one away.
Indeed.
Time for us to turn the tables on this label, change food fiction into food fact. So let's make breakfast loves Nutella, Nutella loves sugar.
Serving size. Nutrition facts are for each serving size. It is 1 cup for this cereal. Most people eat 2 or more servings at breakfast, doubling the amount of sugar. 2 servings is 24 grams or 6 teaspoons of added sugar. 3 servings would be 36 grams or 9 teaspoons of added sugar. The average American consumes 152 pounds of added sugar a year. This is equal to 3 pounds a week or over 13 teaspoons of added sugar a day. Tooth decay is the single most common chronic childhood disease. The good news? Cavities are preventable. Acid attack. The bacteria in your mouth take the carbohydrates and sugar you eat, turn it into acid, and put it on your teeth. Without proper dental care, the acid will start making a cavity on your healthy tooth. Daily oral health care is one way to prevent cavities. Brush 2 times a day for at least 2 minutes each time. Use small circular motions. And it's important to floss at least 1 time a day to clean in between your teeth and down underneath your gums. Healthy teeth also need healthy food choices. Eat fruits, vegetables, food high in protein and low in sugar. Drink water every day. Add sliced cucumbers or fresh berries to add flavor. Visit the dentist every 6 months for checkups and cleanings. Being aware of the food you eat is important to your health. Excess sugar can lead to obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and dental decay. Reading labels is one way you can increase your awareness and be a healthier you.